Hey, it's Alissa, and I am really pleased to announce that we made it to the crowdfunding goal. So I raised the funds to restart the cheese. So it's very exciting. And if you're getting this message, you are obviously one of the supporters of the campaign and made it possible. And I want to. I want to do something maybe a little bit unique or disruptive in how I move forward with this business, because obviously this is my sort of second time around the track, and I'm older now, and learned some lessons from the first go round. And so you may have noticed that I didn't really very aggressively advertise. I kind of took my time with this campaign. So if you're one of the supporters, then you are automatically part of the VIP Cheese Tasting Club. So my goal is that I want to carry the VIP Cheese Tasting Club forward, and I want it to be a really special thing, because part of the thing about not really aggressively promoting it and just letting it sort of develop on its own terms is that I really wanted to attract the genuine supporters of the cheese to be sort of this core group. So there's about 163 people, and at this point I'm just gonna close the membership, and you guys are gonna always be the VIP Cheese Tasting Club. So I plan to do special offers, maybe sneak peeks of new flavors. I want it to be like an evolving thing, but it's been kind of a selection process for really the core audience of supporters for the cheese. And I think it's been a natural selection. I think for the people who really kind of get it. And I really think that the cheese has some unique features that are kind of different from how the sort of general consensus is approaching this plant-based cheese problem. And so I really want to push the envelope on that. And so I wanted to create sort of a community where I could kind of experiment and explore and develop and do new things. And so that is the VIP Cheese Tasting Club. So I'm gonna put a link to sort of a mailing list where you can put your email address, so I can keep your guys' email separate, so I don't have to email you through the GoFundMe, because it's just a little bit clunky and impersonal. And I mean, maybe not everyone is interested in staying in touch this way. So, but I want to leave it open to everyone. It doesn't matter if you purchase the cheese or not. It's just everybody who supported it is going to be a member. So, you guys are going to be eligible for special offers, sneak peeks, discounts. It's just going to be an evolving thing, because you are my core audience. And I know that, you guys might not know this, but I mean, you really brought me back from a really dark moment. And I think obviously everyone's gone through a lot with the pandemic and the last couple years, but the transition for me had a couple other layers on top of that. And it was really because of your support that I was able to come back. So I'm super, super grateful for that. And you guys are always going to be the ones that have brought me back from that. You're always going to be my VIP Cheese Tasting Club forever. And so I wanted to let you know. There's a lot of big shifts happening with the economy and with business in general. And I think that the way that we need to approach it has changed, and I think also the way that I need to approach how I engage with business needs to change as well. There's a documentary that's making waves on Netflix right now, and it's called Bad Vegan, and it's a story of Sarma Melangalis, and she was the co-founder of Pure Food and Wine, and also she was the founder of One Lucky Duck, which incidentally was the second store to ever carry our cheese, and it was because of their support that it really took off in New York, and I mean, they were really instrumental in getting the cheese off the ground. And so the story of what happened, you should watch the documentary on Netflix. It's called Bad Vegan, but I think it's really honest, and I think it's a story that needs to be told. And I think, a lot of people make assumptions about the lives of people in business, and it's like part of the game, or not even the game, but you want to stay positive because that's how you manifest. It's like you're always driving forward and staying positive, and I think one of the big lessons that I learned from the first time around the track is that, sometimes being idealistic and having the best intentions and just really driving and going for it, that's what makes you successful. But it also, it kind of makes you a target for people with unsavory intentions, and that's kind of the dark side of it. And it's really it's part of the experience, and it's a lesson to be learned, but definitely not an experience that I want to repeat. My story is different than Sarma's, and I think that her story is really the most extreme story that I've heard, but it's not uncommon with women in business. I've heard stories like that are pretty common, and I think business in general, it selects for certain personality traits, like sort of the personality traits of sort of the narcissist, and people who are driven by money and values other than the values that typically get businesses off the ground, and I think this is not a news story. This has been happening for a long time, but it's just, I want to be really thoughtful about how I navigate that, because I don't want to have to change my personality to fit into the system. I really want to create a situation that's going to help me to share my strengths, and to also help me to develop my gift, which for me, I believe is making cheese. And that's what I want to do. So, I'm just figuring that out. I think also one of the personal issues that came up for me during the course of the pandemic is that some of you may be aware that I've taken over the care of my mom. She has dementia, and so that's an extra issue that I'm dealing with. And so I think at least for the immediate short-term future, the way that I can sort of marry that, like my responsibilities to my family, and also just all the shifts and changes that are happening in business in general, and just also just developing my gift, is that I'm really wanting to focus on developing new cheeses and pushing the envelope on where plant-based cheeses can go. I'm not really going to be focused on doing volume. I'm not even going to do the rat race right now. I'm just working on the evolution of plant-based cheese. I want to innovate. I want to take it further, and I believe that I have the experience to do that, and that is the area where I have the most to offer the community. So I really thank you all for the opportunity to do that. It was not my intention to kind of follow this path initially. I had, I guess you could say, a much more glamorous path in mind. But I think in the course of doing this crowdfunding campaign, a shift sort of happened, and I was able to come more into alignment with, I think, where I need to go and what's going to fit best with my life, but then also just helping me to figure out where I fit in the larger business landscape, because I think I do have like a sort of idealistic personality, and I can be super driven and focused, and I definitely open myself up to be a target for a rather unsavory situation, which I did not deserve. And I don't want to repeat that experience. I want to have a much more positive experience, and I think I'm not alone in that. So I still believe in business. I don't want to become jaded, and I don't want to become cynical. And I believe I have something unique to offer. It's just sort of a matter of figuring out how to support that moving forward. So I thank you so much for supporting me with my vision, and I look forward to connecting with you in the future. Like I said, I have special plans for the VIP Cheese Tasting Club moving forward. I do plan to expand the business. I'm going to introduce new cheeses in the fall. At the present, I'm looking at doing Future Hero Cave as sort of an artisan brand that's cutting edge and innovative. And yeah, for the immediate future, not so much focused on volume. I also want to mention at the end of the videos, I've been tagging my brand Asian Warrior Princess, which is going to be my health and wellness brand, which I hope to develop over time. I've been including my mom with that journey because I am a real-life Asian warrior princess. My dad is a decorated war hero, and my mom is Asian, and I'm their progeny, so that makes me an Asian warrior princess. But I want that platform to be focused on health and wellness and just real-world tools on how we can support that. And one of the main projects I've been working on is building this garden to become more food independent and more sustainable in my own life. And so hopefully you could join me on that journey with my mom as well. But I plan on I'm going to be sending out cheese packages for several weeks. I will keep you guys posted on how that's going, and thank you again for supporting the campaign. I'm super, super grateful. You have no idea how much this has impacted my trajectory and my path, and in a really positive way. So I thank you all for your support, and I look forward to continuing this exploration.